Good afternoon. So before I start, kind of curious to know, are there any founders here or people that want to start companies? Just great. So I'll just start with a quick note. Like this is my 5th time at the Web Summit. I was GM Cloud Security at Microsoft, and I was kind of always attracted to the talks of founders, and I'm kind of like closing a circle and actually, being a founder myself. So for me, it's really exciting. I want to start a little bit with telling my story, and again, just warning that this is a one-person story about fundraising in the fire. So I started Dazz at the beginning of 2020. It was a time where I was GM Cloud Security at Microsoft, had a big role, and there was COVID. Everybody was home, like I think 2nd or 3rd wave of COVID, and it was like almost impossible to think that I should quit my job and start a company at that time, right? And just thinking about how I raised my seed round, it was actually, I actually took money from 2 firms. One of them is Greylock, which is a kind of US top 10 company everybody know. And the second was CyberStart, like a local VC, Hebrew speaking, like closely related, right? And I think the reason I did that is that the Israeli fund, I was actually able to meet with the VC. With the US fund, I was actually taking a 1-hour Zoom call, and this is how I got the seed fund. Like 24 hours, got the term sheet, and started the company. Fundraising in the fire, it's actually when we talk about the time that we're in, with all the economical situation, right? There were 2 years that there was a lot of money in the industry. The VCs had, tons of money chasing founders. It looked like almost anybody can raise funds, last year, right? And when you look, you're also like, at the Israeli industry, we broke records. We had, the fastest growing, companies. We had, the unicorns. We had a lot of IPOs. So that was really very fruitful 2 years. But the economy has changed. I mean, VCs spend a lot of money. Now they're kind of worried about what's going to happen to their investments, right? There's, they feel sometimes that the valuation may be too high for, the downturn that the markets are taking. So what we see now is that it's changing time. It's not impossible to raise. But, however, the VCs are more cautious with the investments than they're making, obviously. If you are in a place where you want to raise the next fund, then, obviously, you need to think about the VC, right? Again, like, the 2 years, now they have, less maybe passion to go invest. They're still making investments, but we do need to think about what will make them invest in you. And it's always about the people, right? It's always about the team. So my advice is like, create relationship with a few and make sure that you invest time to kind of explain the value of the team and just be partners, be friends. And I think it's the best way to raise this money. So I think there's the obvious of when and from who and how much to raise money. Like, there's the C to the A and to the B, and like you need to hit milestones, and there, everybody wants to take from the top 10, then the top 20, and the VCs that are in your space. But I think I want to focus on the not so obvious and share a little bit of my experience. So I think the main reason why to take money from a specific firm is the value add. Like money, everybody has the money, right? And you can go after, the bigger valuations. You can go after trying to get less dilution and really kind of try to optimize for that. But I think, eventually when we start a company, it's for the long run, and you want to have the right partners on the table. So value add is really important. I'll give you an example of one of my A-round investments. It's Inside Partners, and I think what they bring to the table is they have a go-to-market organization that really helps founders, train them with how to recruit customers. They introduce you to customers, and like this is kind of a value base, that a VC may bring in your specific domain, right? Second is, of course, think about the person, like the the member that's going to be sitting in your board, right? So it's not just the firm itself. It's like, who is the person? And you need to make sure that he's what you actually need. Like, what's the right mix in your board? Like, if you're missing, like on my stage, right, from A to B, it's more about growth, it's more about scale, it's more about sales. So now I'm missing the person that will help me, get there faster, introduce me to the right people in the market, right? Like, this is what's missing now. Maybe previously it was more about go-to-market fit and like having this process. So just think about what's the missing piece on your table and get that person in. Of course, when you talk about the specific member, then there's also the fact that you wanna feel that this person is going to be with you, for the good and the bad times, that you can consult with them freely, that they're going to really be, members of your team. And third is actually about timing. I think the best time, if you ask me what's the best time to raise money, it's when you have money. Don't get to a place where you're stressed out, that you feel that you have to get, the next fund. Have like at least 6 months, ahead, that you feel that you're not rushed, and then raise the money. Never get into a place where you're too stressed. Okay. And I think so. When we talk a little bit about the time, I also want to share a little bit of what I think we shouldn't be doing, right? So when I look at my seed funding, again, Greylock and Cyberstart, the local Israeli firm, I think what I didn't do is I didn't shop around. I actually didn't get a lot of term sheets. I didn't date that much. I think there's something about fundraising and dating, like there are a lot of similarities, right? You can feel like I need to see too many, many options, and I want to shop around and get the best offer. And you can, just say, I have the right fit, and I just go marry, right? This is what I did. I think I could have optimized on a better term sheet for the seed round. I did do that, by the way, for the A round. But I think that just spending too much time on optimizing for how much money, what's the valuation, what's the dilution is the waste of your time. I think what's most important for the founder and the CEO is to focus on the business and focus on the customers and the products and get to the market fast. I think that wasting time on fundraising is just, waste of energy that don't get you anywhere. So get a good term sheet. It doesn't have to be the best. It needs to be the good for you. So yeah, I think focus on the time, not optimizing too much on numbers. Don't get hassled, too much there, and find the right partner that will help you again, fill in the missing pieces. And I think just to summarize here, when I think about fundraising and the next round, again, I'm from the A to the B. I raised, I think, one of the best A rounds at the time, like in 2021. And I think that eventually what leads you to the next level is the partnership of people that can help you with the next stage. So don't waste time on that. Just to quickly, if I want to summarize with my experience is two things. First, I'll take it to the kind of more personal story of a woman founder in cybersecurity. Actually, one of the few. I think it's less than 1%. And when I started the company, I was kind of, should I be the CEO? I mean, all the numbers were like, women doesn't, they always raise less, like 30% less, 50% less. And it was like, really kind of, maybe one of my other partners should take the lead on that. And I think that we should just try to ignore the numbers and the history. I just don't think there's enough history about women founders. I don't think that after 5 minutes you walk into a room, anybody cares if you're a woman or man, and just see women here, at the audience. So like, just ignore that fact. Maybe at the first 5 minutes it's an issue. Other than that, it's not. And I think the second thing on the experience that I have is that you just VC and investors, they're mostly about the money. Don't have that much expectations. It's all about us, right? Nobody ever will do our job. Our job is to be successful. Our job is to lead the companies. And a VC, eventually, at the end of the day, is how we sponsor that and take it to the next level. So thank you so much, and great meeting you all. Feel free to approach.